Hey, welcome to Coaching with Tally. We're in a series right now all about uncovering the masterpiece that you already are. Finding identity, living out of this place of confidence, knowing who it is that you are, and bringing that into the world is such a powerful, powerful place to live. So really, really significant in having a fulfilling life to have three main components. One is connection with Source. One is just knowing who you are and standing confidently and powerfully in that. And the third is being in overflow to others, making a difference, being a contribution, knowing your purpose and overflowing that into the world. So those three things. And so the second one, that connection with yourself, is all about what we're talking about in this series right now. My name is Tally. I'm a life and personal development coach, and I have the privilege and the honor of working with leaders to create lives really of significant groundedness in who they are, knowing who they are, alignment with themselves, and being an impact and overflow in the world. So getting you clear on who you are, aligned to who you are, firing on all cylinders. We look at all of the areas of your life, and then helping you get clear, dial in on who you are, what you're made for, and how you can create a life that you love living so that you can impact the world and enjoy your life. Those two things. So in this series, all about knowing you, knowing who you are, uncovering the masterpiece that you are, because if you are hearing my voice right now, you are an incredible masterpiece and you have a purpose in the world. And so my goal is to help you get more clear on what that is, love living out of that place, and just develop more confidence in what you're bringing into the world. Coming off of a retreat, we just had an incredible retreat out in Hocking Hills, Ohio, at this beautiful cabin. And I think I know because everybody shared, every single person had a breakthrough. And a lot of it was around this, getting people into a place that they feel safe enough to let themselves be seen. And just what that brings into the world, what that brings into the space is just more confidence in who we are, greater freedom to bring that forward. We had people saying, man, I really get that my voice matters now, or I really feel like I can stand in a room and just be now. I feel permission. Another person said, I feel permission to just be me. So beautiful, beautiful things. So it got me thinking about one of the things I want to talk about is fear versus love. So everything in life that we do is motivated either by fear or by love. So if you take it down and you just keep like looking, what is at the root of this? What is at the root of this? What is my motivation? What's the why behind why I'm doing this? We've talked about our core longings and our deep desires. Those are there. And then what is motivating underneath those things is either fear or love. So love for Source, God, connection with unconditional love, love for yourself or love of others, or some kind of fear. And fear is rooted in one of two things: either a fear of not getting something that you need or want, or of losing something that you already have. So fear is going to be locked in on one of those two things. And so I remember when I first had this awareness that, oh my goodness, everything is rooted either in fear or love. It really helps me when when I'm doing anything to look at, okay, what is this coming from in me? Is this me trying to protect something or get something? Or is this out of love, either for God, myself, or others? So I think it's just a great kind of way of distinguishing where it is that things are coming from. And when you can recognize that there's something that's rooted in fear, and you can go, I want to shift this from being out of fear into being out of love. And sometimes it's a combination of the two. There's mixed motives in there. But if you can recognize where fear is driving or fueling you, it actually leads to a lot of anxiety. And sometimes it's very subconscious. We don't even realize that that's what's driving us. When we can realize that and we can shift it from fear into love, it serves us tremendously, because love is so much more powerful than fear is. And there's a lot driving fear right now. There are a lot of messages that we are being bombarded by on a daily basis that are stirring up fear, that are causing a lot of what we do or don't do to be motivated by fear. So when we can look at those things and go, okay, I'm just going to make a conscious shift to go, okay, this is me trying to get something that I think that I need right now, or this is me trying to protect something that I don't want to lose. And we can go, okay, you know what? I actually have everything that I need. This is a good chance to connect to source and ask if the things that you're believing, if the lies that you're believing are true, or if they're not true. And what can you, we've talked about this before, what can you do something about, and what can you get into surrender around? And a lot of times when we can just shift into connecting with source about who we are, a lot of it is in these places where we don't know who we are and we don't know our identity, and we're trying to get that from something outside of ourselves. Often those things that we're doing to get affirmation, to get belonging, to get a reflection back to us about who we are, a lot of times that is motivated by fear, like of not being enough, often is what's really at the base of that. So if we can get to a place where we are surrounding ourselves with people who are loving, where we're connecting ourselves with God who loves unconditionally and is always going to pour into you, is always going to affirm you, is always going to give you exactly what it is that you need. I was just doing a session with a client this morning, and we ended her session with like a 10-minute meditation, and it was awesome. She just, she got to just hear what it is that she needed to hear about herself. That she is strong, that she is beautiful, that she is loved, that she is, there was a fourth one, indestructible, that she's indestructible. It was really, really beautiful. It's what she needed to hear this morning. So getting in a place, even if, I think it was like 10 minutes, the last 10 minutes of her session, we just got into that place where she tapped in, was able to feel and experience and hear peace, and be able to get that message that she really does have strength, that she's indestructible and beautiful, and she has everything that she needs. She's going to be okay. So just some stuff that was coming up, she got to offload it, and she got to get that message. It didn't take long at all, but it's so significant. So when you find places of fear where things are feeling out of control, where things are feeling like, you're grasping, if you can get yourself into a place of receiving love, that's going to support you tremendously. And then if you can look for ways to pour love into places of fear, that's another thing that I just loved about this weekend. And some of my intention going into it was, and there's so much fear going on in the world, if we can create this little respite for people to come into a place of peace, to come into a place of refreshing and refilling, and where they get to stand up in who they are, get to feel loved, get to feel seen, get to feel known, and get to have an opportunity to give their strengths. It's like what we leave with really makes a difference in the world. So I feel like, they got poured into, and now they're each going out and pouring into the places that they are. And so if we just all keep doing that, keep pouring in love in the circles that we are each a part of, the ripples that just keep going out of love and peace will really make a difference. And we need to be doing that right now. Like, this is a way I feel like I can be a contribution. If I can be pouring into you, if I can be pouring into my clients, the people that come on my retreats, this experience of being seen and known and loved, this experience of peace versus fear, and you're able to give that out. And so that's a part of what I really want to just speak into you right now, that to let yourself be loved, and then to find ways to give love in the places of fear all around us. So that's my encouragement, to just notice where there's fear, allow love to melt that. And a lot of times that comes from connection with source. And then also the people that are in your life that you feel like love well. Get yourself connected with them and find ways to give and receive from each other. And then look for ways to pour in love into places of fear that are in your environments around you. And if we're all doing that and we keep spreading that, it really does make a difference in the world. So energy in the world, we need each other we need each other's positive energy. Absolutely. I love it. Beautiful. You guys have an amazing day. I'll be back again tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern, here on Leaders Alive with Tally. And we'll just keep leaning into this place of knowing and standing in who you are, the masterpiece, the gift, the treasure that you are. So blessings. We'll see you tomorrow.